What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Camden Drexel Show. And I have a special guest today here with me, and I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Michael Tamaro. I'm 23, about to be 24. I graduated from SUNY Brockport last year. I'm a friend of Camden's.
All right, that was short and sweet, and it was right to the point. Well, we have our motivational quote that I always bring in every podcast, and it's always at the beginning after I introduce somebody. And it's from Charles R. Swindle. And it is life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% in how you react to it. Mike, what do you think about that?
Well, life, we know life is short. Like, the life expectancy is like 65, 70 or whatever. So you don't really have much time to do much, but 10%, it's like, to me, 10% is just like work and stuff like that. 90%, like, there's so much you can do with the small amount of time you have, like traveling on vacation or whatever, spending time with family and friends, stuff like that. I try to take advantage of those until I basically can. Like, I'm still pretty young. Like, I'm even though I'm kind of technically like I'm an adult, I'm over 21 now. I still value my time with friends. It's obviously still with my family and stuff like that.
Okay, I like that. That's a really good oh my gosh, that's a really good interpret.
We know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, so what I think about this, yes, 10% is what happens to you. Life happens, you do things, and it just comes out of the blue. But I'm kind of known for reacting in my own way and just showing a lot of expression if you know me personally. But if you don't, I'm a very outgoing and extroverted person. Could you say that, Mike?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, and I am a person to react a lot, and I actually have a TikTok page that's called Drex Reacts, and it's pretty funny, even though it's like me watching anime and all that stuff. But I love reacting to things, and I feel like that name suits me, and I just let things happen nowadays. There's gonna be change that happens every day, or even with work and all sorts of stuff, but you just gotta adapt to it. And I feel like if you adapt a certain way to reacting while adapting to something, it's gonna make more sense, and you'll be happier, or you can definitely get better as a person. I believe
Yeah, definitely.
so. Mike, how did we meet? You want to introduce that?
So I'm known to have a really good long term memory, short term, and but this is technically long term. So I remember it was Harney's his 19th birthday, I want to say, and it was December 21, I want to say. And I remember walking in, and then I saw you on the couch stuff with the Switch and stuff like that. So I didn't know any of you guys, like Matt, Sam, Zach Laposa. I didn't know any of those guys when I walked in. So I was in a room completely with strangers and stuff like that. I knew Zach Richard already, but I wasn't close to him, like, just quite yet. And then I'm seeing all you guys. I'm like, these are Horny's friends. I'm like, I was like, what, 21 at the time, and they were all like 18. I just kind of felt out of place. But my other friend Jack, who was from Brockport, he eventually went there too. You remember him, right?
Yeah, I remember Jack. I've heard things about him that aren't too pleasant, but Jack's a great guy.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna talk too much about him though. But
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
so yeah, he was there. So he basically, like, fit my age criteria. But then Nick knew you already, so I was like, okay, they all went to school together and stuff like that. I didn't know like
Hmm.
any of you guys really, but yeah. So throughout the night, you seemed like a pretty fun guy to be around, and even though that we didn't like really talk to each other for like a full year after that or something like that, it was I just knew you were going to be like this really cool guy to hang out with,
Well, I appreciate it, Mike. Well, I gotta add on to that. That is the night we did meet, and the thing is about it. I didn't know Mike, but I knew Nick because I had a couple classes with him and saw him through high school. And Nick was a great guy. I just didn't know about Mike at all until I heard about him from Harney, and then he was coming over that night. But we have some nicknames for each other. Jackass is one of our like whole friend group words that we use, especially with Harney. But shout out to him. He was in the last episode. And let me know what you guys think about that last episode. But this is going to be a great episode with Mike, and I appreciate it. And then eventually we'll have Mike's brother Nick on the podcast. But tell some people the words that we use and what you call me and Sam calls me and all sorts of stuff. You can go into that.
Do we gotta?
You can. You can swear. I don't care.
Well, jackass. We make fun of your hair color, ginger, and stuff
Oh,
like
here we
that.
go.
What are the ones that we'd say? I honestly don't. The only ones I remember is jackass and the ginger, ginge, or whatever.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. But oh my gosh, dude. Me and Mike have had so many good memories, dude. Oh my gosh. So as of like when I was back home for my winter break, I was hanging out at Mike's and I wasn't feeling the best like for the middle of like December. And we are watching Invincible, by the way. Great show. I'm still trying to get through it, but freaking, I'm just sleeping on the couch because I'm not feeling well. They're watching the show, and then I just felt really drowsy, and I didn't feel nauseous at this point. But then when I got home, I threw up, and then I called Mike the next day, and I'm like, dude, I'm in the hospital. I'm like not feeling the best, but I was so urgent to go back to Mike's because Mike's place is so much fun. And shout out to his mom, Christina. She makes so much good food. She's a great host, and she's just a great mom. And
Yeah, and we know that everybody that comes over my house, they just sometimes they just come just to like get into my mom's like higher like likability list or
oh,
whatever. Everyone goes there for my mom. Like we know Sam does,
oh
Matt
my gosh,
does.
Sam. Yeah,
It's like
especially
it's
Sam.
like a war for my mom's favoritism or whatever.
I don't care. I'm wherever I am placed in her tier list or whatever you want to call it. But no, she makes great food and it's pure Italian food. I love it. And Mike's actually, if you've noticed, he has an accent. He's from Brooklyn. And
No,
yeah.
I'm actually from Queens.
Queens, whatever.
I
It's
was
around the
what
area.
to be fair, I was born in like the Brooklyn Hospital, but then a few days later, that I went to the house I lived till I was like almost 18. So,
Yeah. And I've only known Mike for what? Now 3 years?
well, this December will be 3. Yeah.
Yeah, but we literally didn't start hanging out like a lot until last summer. Then I was over at Mike's house like for most of the summer. Oh, let's talk about the night when we spent, or actually the weekend I spent at your place and the at Chris's place out in the mountains
At the land,
at
yeah.
the land. That's what
That's
it's called.
fun. It's
Yeah.
fun times.
Oh my gosh. So that night, or we just hung out, we ate food that night, and then we watched Step Brothers in the big projector screen. I kept quoting that movie literally the whole time, and Mike's like, "Shut up!" And then we were just eating ice cream, and then we go on the four wheelers. We were just riding around the land. It's fun. I love it. I love just being free like that. I want to do that again when I'm back home. And
Yeah, we'll definitely do that again. I'm kind of hoping that we make some more room so like I can like get more people to come. It doesn't have to be like U5 or whatever again.
yeah, yeah. And then after that, after watching Step Brothers, we all get flashlights. We go into the woods. It's not wet. It's dry. It's pretty fun. And freaking, some people got scared, and we just walking around the land. Then we come back. We're all getting ready to go to bed. Blah blah blah. And freaking, who was it? Somebody was yell. Who was? Oh, Sam. He was pissed because there was a bug in the bunk area. Oh my gosh, dude. And then who was bugging about a fly in the like main area that you guys were sleeping? Because it was you,
Not
Harney,
even.
Zach, Richard,
Yeah.
and Matt.
And you and Nick were in that bed or whatever in that one room.
We were in the one room. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. And then freaking we were all making all these weird noises, joking with each other, knocking, scaring the shit out of each other. Oh my god, I loved it.
Yeah, other Matt heard like during that night. Other Matt heard all the noises you were making. He was like in his head. He was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then when we woke up in the morning, I slept pretty good that night. I loved it. And we woke up at like 9 a.m. We had to leave. And then, yeah, it was a great weekend. That's one of my favorite moments, definitely from last summer.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. Do you have any other memories from last year?
From last year, well, starters that you and Sam are like over my house like every other day. I mean, that's this honestly like so much happened last summer that honestly this is like first time I can't even remember. Like besides when I went to New Jersey, my yearly New Jersey slash Brooklyn trip to where I see some of my old friends back in Queens or Long Island or whatever.
That's all you remember? You didn't remember me and you doing anything?
What I do remember us like basically following Bobby into Wegmans.
Oh my god, dude, that was such a fun night. We were just okay. So I called our buddy Bobby. He'll hopefully be on the podcast soon. And so I called Mike. I'm like, dude, do you want to go mess with Bobby? Because I just called him earlier, and he's at Wegmans. It's one of our local stores, by the way. If you don't live in like the New York or the Northeast area of the United States, and I'm like, Mike, come get me. I want to go mess with Bobby, and then we can go get dinner or something. So we go. We meet him at, and we scare the crap out of him. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Oh my god, that was so funny. And then I tried to get a milkshake at Mike's work where he works, and I couldn't. I was pissed. Oh well. And then I went over to Mike's house, and then we just played. I think we played WWE 2K23. We've done that a lot last summer though. And you and Sam team up on me, which is bullshit.
Yeah, I'm a competitive gamer, man. I'll do anything it takes to win. If it means doubling on somebody, I'm getting that win. You know.
Yeah. And another thing was when I went over to Mike's, we played a smartass. Sam is the hardest person to play against in that game because he knows so damn much, and I always get pissed. I've only won twice.
And if you guys don't know what Smartest is, the Smartest is like a trivia game or whatever, like sports history and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then you go around the board and get to the finish line, basically. And then there's spots where you can move back or move forward, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I would definitely recommend playing that game, especially if you have close buddies.
for sure.
And then, oh my gosh. So let me play a clip from the night that we saw Oppenheimer. Dude, we were in the car driving at like 2 a.m. and Mike's car is raining. Let me pull up the video. It's so funny. Hold on. I gotta find it. Oh, I found it. All right, you ready?
I think I know which one you're about to pull up.
That movie was way too fucking long, you son of a bitch.
Yo, son of a bitch. And that's been one of my favorite freaking things to say as of recently. It's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Hardy yelling at the car is like the funniest thing ever.
Oh, do you want me to play that? Here, I'll play a little bit of it. So, okay, me, Bobby, and Mike were driving around because we do that
I
a lot
wasn't
when
in
I
the
was
car.
back
I
home.
wasn't in the
No,
car. I
you
wasn't in the
weren't.
car
No, no,
when that
no.
happened.
But
Yeah.
we were seeing you later. Now I'll get to it.
Oh yeah.
So we were driving. We were about to drive Harney home, and Mike lives not too far from Harney. He's like down the street or whatever. And freaking, so we're driving, and I was recording Harney because he was being a jackass, and freaking Bobby didn't know where to go because he's never been to Mike's house. But here's the video.
Imran, turn fucking left.
Oh my god, I was laughing so hard. And then freaking we pull up, we're just saying hi to him, talk for like 5 minutes, and then we go. But oh my god, it's been just the interactions I've had with Mike and Bobby and just the friend group that we're creating and meshing together has been so much fun.
Oh god. There really was so much last year. Like I can't remember like specific. Sometimes I can't remember specific memories.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find some more. Um Oh, you remember when we hopped in that monkey app with all those random people?
Oh, that was just
Dude, that was
that was not
funny.
that was not a one that I wanted to remember.
Oh my gosh, 1 second. Oh, I have another video. So that was right after the son of a the movie was way too freaking long. Let me play it. So here's the clip. It was literally right after.
You son of a bitch.
And he freaking his voice cracked when he said it. Right out the
Yeah, I
window.
think
We
that
were
was.
yelling out the
I think
window.
Oppenheimer was a yeah. Oppenheimer was the day before I left for vacation. It was like 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, it was. It was. Um, do you think? Can you think of anything else we did, Mike?
If I can remember, I mean, you were at my house. You were at my house a lot.
I was
I
for
mean,
4th of July. That
Rhino.
was
Oh yeah,
fun.
Rhino. A lot of Rhinos trips. A
Oh,
lot of
that comic book store I freaking love. Rhinos is like my go-to spot back home. Shout out to Rhinos Comics and Collectibles. That's where I get
yeah.
my
Shout out to
Funko Pops.
Chet.
Yeah, shout out to Chet. Love Chet.
A lot of diners we went to too. What else? I know we've done more, but
Um, we've been to the Eastview Mall. Love that place.
oh yeah, yeah. As much as I love ECU, like I don't love driving there for like a half hour or whatever.
I know, but it's good when we're in the car talking and bull crapping to each other. But
Yeah.
um, what else? Oh, so to get off topic about off of the good memories, we'll leave that where it is, and we can re-talk about it in another time in another episode that I have with
Yeah.
you. But don't you want to get a cat?
Ah, this is not
What are
how I
your no no?
wanted
What are
to.
your reasons? What are your reasons? Why do you want to get a cat?
So I didn't hope this wasn't publicly said because I wanted to tell my mom this privately. But so I have a friend. So I have two friends in Chicago. They both own a cat. I was in Chicago in September, and it was like a black cat named Karma, and then I forget the other breed. Name was Twombly. They were both like pretty. They were both playful, and they were like awesome year round. Even though I was sneezing for like a whole day because of allergies and stuff like that. I don't know if it's cat, but they were so fun to play with. I'm like, I kind of want one myself, and I know. And his biscuit died back in May.
No,
It's just like it feels empty in my house without a pet or anything. And plus, I've been doing the same things for a whole year now. It's just like I want to change things up.
yeah, you don't want
Instead
to
of
keep it like as the
yeah,
same as a. That's why I keep
uh,
myself busy and try to hang out with all different people here while I'm at school, so I'm not
I,
just bored.
I hope my mom does not see this podcast
Oh, she
just
will,
quite
and
yet.
then she'll
She
ask
will.
you.
Oh, great. This is not the way I wanted that to
Well,
happen,
Mike,
but what are you gonna do?
didn't you just say you wanted things to change and you don't want it to be? You're gonna have to.
Yeah, but I was gonna wait to like tell her privately, not like her finding out through a podcast. I hope she doesn't watch it this far, at least. But
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But all right, how has our friendship affected our lives? I'll let you go first.
well, to be quite honest, I don't think like your friend you like single handedly have changed like my life, but the whole group of like you, Harney, Matt, Zach, and Sam, that you guys as a group changed because I moved in Rochester in 2018, July 2018. So I all my friends back in Queens or whatever, they were like basically like behind me while I live here. I mean, not completely, like I still talk to them and stuff, but they're like
Hmm.
behind me now. But so I spent like what 3 years in Rochester without like a true friend. Well, besides my friend Justin, who I met at Red Robin when I first got around the time I first got there. He's like my actual friend now, but at first we didn't really like hang out much or anything. It didn't start happening until like more recently and stuff like that. Unfortunately, he's not in Rochester anymore though, because he moved to Maryland. But you guys came in the picture, and now I felt like I have actual like friends to rely on stuff while I live up here. Because
Hmm.
there's a point in 2020 or 2021 where I like lost my mind because I was just like bored at home, COVID. I didn't have anybody to hang out with really, and I was just losing it and stuff like that. But 2021, Harney basically helped change that for me. So now instead of like having nobody, I have a bunch of friends who I rely on. And sometimes, wish I still had some, sometimes I want to have like time to myself, but still, at least I can rely on, hanging out with somebody
Hmm.
whenever they're available or whatever.
Yeah, no, I literally agree with exactly what you said. Our friend group definitely has shaped me into the person I am today, and I'm thankful for all of you, and especially you, Mike. Last summer, you helped me definitely through a lot just to keep my mind busy while stuff was going on with personal stuff, and I'm clear minded now. I'm happy. I get to talk to you guys. I get to see you while I'm on my breaks, like especially during the summer and winter. And I get to be at your house and just have a great time and live life. So
Yeah, I know. It's yeah. I'm glad that you're like I helped you like be better and stuff like that, or at least like contributed to it or whatever. Definitely rather see you happy than sad.
yeah, no, I appreciate it. What are your future plans after? Because I know you graduated college and you have a degree, but what do you want to do? Like, I know you don't want to work at Red Robin and just keep working there. I know you have big goals and all that stuff that you want to achieve. So explain that if you want.
Listen, I'm just telling you, all my life, like I never really had any idea what I wanted to do. Like from like since I was in like elementary school to like just around college, I've changed everything. I wanted to be like because some of the stuff when I was younger was because my dad like told me some and just made me excited. But like in high school and stuff like that, like I wanted to be a teacher at first, but then one of my high school teachers said some to like the class that made me change my mind about that.
Mhm.
So I changed it to like business. But then when I got to the business courses and when I was in Monroe Community College before I went to Brockport, I took the classes there, and when I was taking them, I realized God, these classes suck. I don't like doing this. I wanted a degree just to have a degree, but like I can't deal with the classes. I'm gonna like I felt like depressed basically, so I switched. So when I was like orientation at Brockport, my mom took a with a pamphlet or whatever, and it said journals of broadcasting, and I was like, she was like, "Oh, you like sports? So why don't you do this?" I was like, "Sure, why not?"
Mhm.
So I tried it. I liked it at first, and then I was like, I don't really know if I really want to still do this anymore or whatever. Like obviously, like if an opportunity comes, I'll try to take it, but like it's not something anymore that I'm really like passionate about or whatever. So unfortunately, that happened like right around college ended for me. So I have that degree now, and my future. I can't give you any specifics, but for like the layout, it's just
Yeah.
like I want to be able to like get a decent amount of money, but also still be happy. Because to me, I don't want my life to just be working a 9 to 5 every day, 5 days a week, and just going home, being up for like 3 hours or whatever, and having to go back to sleep to get prepared for the next workday. That's not a life I want.
Mhm.
Could that still happen to me? Yes, but I want to see if I can like figure out a way to where that doesn't happen because I only have one chance to be Michael Tamaro myself. I want to be able to take every opportunity and be able to enjoy life while I can. And like I said, I'm only 23, I'm about to be 24, but so I still have plenty of time left, and I want to take advantage of that time that I have. So future, like I said, good amount of money, still be happy, able to enjoy life.
That's really good. I like that. Yeah, no, I just want to be happy. I don't care about money. I just want to be stable where I'm living, have a family if that happens, whatever. But I'm going to ask you this question as well. What would you want to say to your future episode? What would you want to say to yourself or like give motivation or like look back on and what you said? What would you want to say?
Well, what I would say to my future self is, don't give up. Basically, like you know, you don't have to know all the answers right now. Just you figure them out eventually. And every day I try to like figure stuff out. I haven't gotten there yet, but I hope that one day I can get to that point.
Okay. Progression is good. But guess what? Change is going to happen. Just adapt to it like I said earlier. Oh, for me, who? It's a good question I asked myself. Um, I would just say keep chasing your dreams. I know if like say if you have applied for jobs or if you have applied to do certain things or I don't know, if you're just trying to assert yourself into something, don't expect results right away. Be calm, let things come to you because if you let things come to you and they're out of your control, just have just let it be. Don't be anxious about it. Don't be stressed about it because I'm just letting things come to me now and I'm starting to feel better mentally and physically. So I'm just going to keep that mindset. So just keep your head up. Keep your head up and just control the things you can control. And I would say that for you too, Mike. Control the things you can control. I heard that from one of my mentors and my coaches. And I even use that in bowling. Because guess what? The less I think when I bowl, and just in general, I'm more happier and I just do the certain things I need to do the right way.
Oh yeah, I know. Control what you can control, like because I can apply this to myself because like I've always I still I'm single right now and I do want a girlfriend. Eventually get married someday because I did definitely do want kids. I want my mom to be a grandmother because she keeps begging me
Oh,
like every other day, Mike, get me a grandkid right now. And then my sister's like, make me an aunt, and I'm like, I can't really do that right now, but so I'm just waiting for the right opportunity when that comes. But yeah, it's something I can't really control either. So I'll just have to wait for hopefully that opportunity comes for me and stuff like that.
yeah, no, Mike, just let it come to you because that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm not dealing with any girls while I'm in school. I have my priorities set. I'm just having fun and just have friends that are girls too because guess what? Sometimes you need advice like that because you never know. Having different genders in your life definitely helps you a lot because the more you hear from men, you hear the similar um similar wisdom, if you get what I'm saying. So if you have like somebody like a mom, grandma, aunt, like somebody that's a female in your life, you're gonna hear different things and you're gonna hear different perspectives, and you're just gonna be more experience when you hear it, or you're gonna be like well rounded off, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you mean about having female friends, but for me on that part, like I do have some
Yeah.
that I consider friends.
Uh huh.
I don't know if they do, but I definitely for the ones I have in my mind right now, I consider them friends. It's just like for me, it's like if you have like a, girlfriend, wife, or something like that, and just like all like they don't want you to have like female friends or whatever. It's just like so it's like what's the point? Like I won't really I prefer not to make like new female friends or whatever, just because of that type of stuff that could happen or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
not like I'm not against it,
Yeah.
but it's just like I wouldn't care that much if I didn't really have like more female friends. Like do have a lot more like male friends. I do female friends, but
I do too.
for the ones, for the few that I do appreciate them a lot.
Yeah, I do as well.
Even though I'm probably not as close to them as I am with my male friends, but it's just like new ones. Like I really don't care for. Even for like male friends, like I don't need any more people. Like I know so many people in my life. Like I don't need to know any more else. You know.
Yeah, and some people come in your life out of the blue, and it could be for a good reason, or it's an experience to have, and it could be bad or it could be good.
Yeah, definitely. Experiences comes and goes. You know.
Exactly, and the more experience you are, the more wisdom you have, and that's what I believe.
I definitely believe because a few years ago I would say I was still immature, but like now I feel like I'm more knowledgeable and
Yeah,
especially from experiences in the past I've had, especially during around COVID time.
exactly. COVID, yeah, it was a big experience boost for a lot of people, or it just taught them a lot of things they didn't know. So, but thank you, Mark. Or Mark. Jeez.
Mark, are you serious, dude? You've known me for 3 years and you call me Mark?
but oh, all right. Thank you, Mike, for for coming on the podcast. I did not mean to call you Mark.
Yeah, you're welcome, Cameron.
Whatever. Yeah, no, that'll be one of our inside jokes now. But thank you, Mike, for hopping on the podcast for episode 3. I appreciate what we talked about with the Bible quote, how we met, good memories. I know we can make a lot more this year because definitely last year was a lot, but we need to have specific memories to talk about next time and then our predictions.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure, man.
yeah, any last words for the podcast or the people that are listening?
Listen to the next one whenever it comes out.
It's gonna come out next Friday. I'm gonna get somebody else. I don't know who yet, but it'll be a surprise, and then you guys can listen to the next podcast. But
Ooh,
thank you guys for
surprise.
listening. Yeah, it's a surprise. Woo! But thank you guys for listening to the Camden Drexel Show. I am on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now. I'm not doing YouTube, not doing TikTok. I just want audio, and I just want people to listen to my voice. And now, in actually Apple Podcasts, you can see the transcript of what we talk about. It's pretty cool. But what are you going to be listening to on Mike? Apple or Spotify?
Probably Spotify. I don't use Apple at all.
Interesting. And you use an Apple phone. That's crazy.
Well, Spotify is on both Android and iPhones. Not really you know, an Android or iPhone thing. I just prefer Spotify over Apple.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again, Mike, for coming on the podcast, and I will
Yeah, no
see you
problem, man.
guys. No, no, no. Sorry, I cut you off.
Sorry, sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for having me on.
Yeah, yeah. No worries. I'm definitely gonna have you on in the future. Probably later, this summer, this year. I'll have you on, and hopefully, I keep going with this podcast and have over hundreds of episodes. That's my goal. So,
Okay.
but thank you for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate you and your words that you said, and just like your perspective on life and just certain things, because I love hearing different perspectives, because if you change your perspective on a lot of things, you're definitely going to be mentally mentally better. That's my only words that I can put together. But thank you guys for listening to episode 3. Do you have anything else to say, Mike?
Yeah, I was about to say like I could definitely go on much more about life, but obviously we don't have the time to for me to go on. So definitely, I'll definitely talk about more about it next episode that you have me on.
Yeah, and also we could be talking about sports next podcast, or we can recap this a little bit and talk about different stuff. But that's up to Mike.
All right.
So I'm very open to what people want to talk about in the podcast and all this stuff. It's because life is life. It only happens once, and have fun with it. But like I've said about 5 times already in this podcast, thank you guys for joining in, and hopefully you guys like this podcast. Let me know what you guys think, and message me on Instagram with at Camden Drexel, and or message me on Facebook. It's the same as my name. So if you guys want more podcasts, actually, could you guys give me a review on Apple and Spotify? That'd be greatly appreciated because that can show other people that don't even know me and just random people that are on Spotify or Apple to listen to the podcast would be greatly appreciated. But thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys next Friday at 1 p.m. for the next podcast with whoever the guest may be. See you guys.